So you're thinking about moving to Las Vegas, but you have a ton of questions and things that you're curious about and really want to know before you make the move. Well, trust me, you're not alone. Hey, I'm Tom Swallow with eXp Realty and Finding Home Las Vegas, and we get calls, texts, and emails every day from people just like you with those same kind of questions. So in today's video, we're going to talk about the 5 most frequently asked questions that we get from our clients when they first reach out. So let's jump right into the video. So in no particular order, and although this first one really is the most frequently asked question that we get, and it is, what is the best part of town to live in? So what I like to do is jump into the map like I do in a lot of our videos and show you the different parts of town, kind of give you an overview, and then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about why your lifestyle is the most important determining factor of where in town you really want to be. So let's get into the map and get after it right now. Take a minute and kind of give you a overview of the city and let you take a look at the different parts of town, just to kind of give you a general idea of what parts of town there are. And let's jump in and let me grab the pin here, and we'll start up in the north part of town. So here's North Las Vegas. Sits right up in here, just kind of like this. Then we have the northwest part of town where we've got Sky Canyon here. We've got Providence right over in here. We've got Centennial that sits right in here. This area of town we call Lone Mountain. We've got Summerlin, that is one of the most popular parts of town, sits right in here. We've got Spring Valley that sits right here. Down on the southwest part of town, we've got Rhodes Ranch right in here. We've got Mountain's Edge, sits right here. We've got Southern Highlands on the far south side of town. Just to the east of it, we've got Silverado Ranch that sits right here. We've got Inspirada that sits in here. We've got Anthem right over here in Henderson. Seven Hills. Here we've got Green Valley Ranch that sits right in over here. We've got Green Valley right up here. We've got what we kind of call Old Henderson that is right over here on the far east side of town. Out here we've got Boulder City, cute little town of about 15,000 people. Way out on the east side we've got Lake Las Vegas. We've got Cadence that sits right over here in Old Henderson. We have the east side of town that we call Sunrise Manor. Over here in Paradise, on the east side of the Strip, we've got the Strip and all the high rises right here. We've got downtown Las Vegas here. So that pretty much covers the different parts of town. As I suggest later in the video, one of the best ways for us to really explain what these parts of town are like is to schedule a Zoom call with us. We get on the Zoom call, we can share our screen, we can pull up the map, we can look at it together, go into a little bit more detail, zoom in a little bit closer. You can also check out a bunch of our other videos where we go into greater detail about each of these parts of town. So just wanted to do a quick overview, kind of give you an idea of the different parts of town. Okay, so now you've got an overview of the city. As I mentioned before, one of the most important things is your lifestyle. And your lifestyle is going to determine which part of town is going to be the best fit for you. You tell me 2, 3, 4 things that you like and you don't like. You tell me the things that you really enjoy doing. We have a conversation about where you're going to be working and what kind of commute that you want, and I can really start to help zero in on the part of town that you really want to be in. You know, with today's internet age, you can jump on Zillow.com or Realtor.com or Redfin, and you can look at houses all day long. You don't really need us to pick a house that you like. There's plenty of that on the internet to look at. What you do need us for is helping you determine which part of town, to really understand the market in each part of town. With us, there really is 3 ways that we have determined is best for us to help you determine that part of town. First is to schedule a Zoom call. We really do encourage our clients to set up a Zoom call with us. On a Zoom, we get to put a face with a name. We can share our screen. We can pull up a map. We can look around the city together. We can pull up listings, understand what you like and don't like in a house. Then we can set up a save search in our system. Then you get emails with the houses that most fit your criteria in the part of town you've determined is the best fit for you. The second thing that we offer is our self-guided GPS tour. So if you're in town, you're able to use that self-guided GPS tour, and you can check out here on our channel a description of that and where to get that. What we've done is we've broken the city up into 8 different tours, and we've got different destinations on each of those tours kind of set up in a loop. You can either pull up a Google map or an Apple map. You pull it right up on your phone. You look at the first destination and you hit that either Google or Apple, and it's going to give you GPS directions right to that spot. Check that out, go on to the next spot, check out all the spots on that tour, do as many tours as you'd like. Third thing is our exploratory tour. Our exploratory tour, we either meet you or we pick you up at your hotel, get you in the car with us, and we take you to the different parts of town, and we spend a couple of hours with you showing you all about that part of town. What's cool is when we got you in the car with us, then we can explain things and point things out and really give you a deep dive into that. Doesn't matter whether you're a week out, 3 months out, or a year out. If you want to have an exploratory tour, we're actually here to help, and we're more than willing to do that. In fact, here's a little video with one of our clients that was moving here from Texas, Jorge and Aurelia Freeman. Dr. Freeman is a doctor that was moving here to work up in the northwest part of town. So took them on an exploratory tour, and here's what they had to say. All right, guys, wanted to introduce you to Jorge and Aurelia. They are moving from Texas. Dr. Freeman is going to be working here at Centennial Hills Hospital. They found me on YouTube. We had a Zoom call earlier this week, kind of got a game plan. They came in town and agreed to an exploratory tour. So guys, how did it go? What did you think? Was it helpful? I mean, other than my witty banter and my sterling personality, was it worth it?
It was completely worth it. We learned a lot about the city. We saw the different neighborhoods. You got us in contact with the people that were showing the models and the homes that we were looking at. It was a fantastic day, and also we appreciate that you spent so much time with us just here exploring without, specifically looking right now to buy or to do anything. You just spent your time with us.
Well, that's it too. They're still a few months away from needing to actually purchase, so they were in town, and so they took me up on the exploratory tour and recommended a breakfast place for them this morning. Since they were up on this town, they went to Baby Stacks, and so they had a great breakfast. So anyway, guys, thanks for trusting me with spending time on the exploratory tour.
Thank you so much.
Subscribe to his page.
The videos are great. Yeah.
Thanks, guys. All righty, bye, guys. So the next frequently asked question that we get is Las Vegas family friendly, and is it safe? So first of all, Las Vegas is very family friendly, and Las Vegas is very safe. You know what? So many people think about Las Vegas as Sin City, and all they think about is the strip and the casinos and the lights and the nightlife. And in reality, those of us who live here who don't work on the strip, I say this all the time, the strip is that thing that we see down in the middle of town that we kind of avoid unless we want to go down there to do something fun. The rest of the city is like any other large city. We have beautiful suburbs with beautiful neighborhoods and great schools, and it's very, very family friendly. And I'm going to jump in the map in just a few minutes and show you some of the areas of town where a lot of families are flocking to and buying homes and raising their children. But before I do that, I want to address the safety and the crime. If you listen to the news, it's the end of the world and doomsday, and if you even walk out the door, you're going to get murdered. Any large city, there's crime, and Las Vegas is no different. But in all reality, most of the crime is not out in the suburbs, and I've lived here for almost 20 years, and not once have I felt unsafe. I've never been robbed. I've never been broken into. I've never felt unsafe. In fact, Henderson has been ranked either the number 2 or number 3 safest city in America of several of the last years. In fact, here's an article from last year in 2022 where Henderson was ranked the 2nd safest city in the country. So don't believe the news. Las Vegas is very safe. So let me jump back into the map and let me show you some of the parts of town where a lot of families are gravitating to and buying homes and raising their children. So let's jump back into the map. I wanted to show you some of the areas of town where a lot of families have tend to be to gravitating to and buying homes and raising their children. And again, I can't steer, so you really do need to do your own research. But this is just there's different parts of town that tend to be to lean more towards retirement age or more that are more geared towards the younger crowd and the people who live and work on the strip. And then there's parts of town that are more family oriented, with lots of families and lots of parks and things like that. So wanted to just show you some of those areas. And again, not steering, so do your own research. So let's grab the pen and actually before I grab my pen, let's zoom in a little bit. I want to go up to the northwest part of town and show you just a couple of areas up here. We've got Sky Canyon right up here, which is one of the up-and-coming areas with a lot of construction going on up in this part of town, and a lot of young families are moving up into this part of the valley in the far northwest, up in Sky Canyon, as well as Providence, which sits right over here. All of this is new construction that's going on along here. Lots of great schools in both of these areas. Lots of families moving up to the northwest side of town. So there's Sky Canyon. As we move south, of course, we've got Summerlin. Summerlin is the most popular master plan community in all of Las Vegas, and there's great schools and great areas. But there's different parts of Summerlin that young families tend to gravitate towards. So let's point out just a few of those. We've got a lot of folks moving into this newer part of town that's being constructed here called Red Point. But just below that, you've got the Vistas. You've got the Arbors right over here. You've got the Paseos here. You've got the Willows and the Gardens right down here. And then down on the south end, you've got the Mesa and the Cliffs down here. So these are some of the areas where you see a lot of young families and a lot of gravitation towards there. Let's go just a little further south. Got a lot of families that are gravitating towards Mountain's Edge. And also a little further up, hang on one second. You got Mountain's Edge, and then you also have Southern Highlands. So Southern Highlands is right over here, and then you've got Mountain's Edge that sits right over here. Both of these areas have quite a bit of young families moving there. Let's go a little bit over to the east. One of the most popular areas for young families is Inspirada. Inspirada sits right over in here, and there's lots of new construction going on in Inspirada, especially over in this part of Inspirada. Tons and tons of families here. Great parks and great schools here in Inspirada. So that's another place to consider. And then another spot, we don't want to skip over Green Valley Ranch, because there's great schools here in Green Valley Ranch. So lots of families that are gravitating into this area, all in here. This is a lot of young families like Inspirada. You come up in here, this is Sun City, this is 55 plus, this is Anthem Country Club. There are some younger families in here, but for the most part, it's over in Green Valley Ranch. And then as we go out a little further, we go to Cadence, and we did a full vlog tour of Cadence recently. The Cadence sits right in here, because going to be about 12,000 homes built out. They're about half built out now, a little over 6,000 homes here. Lots of young families gravitating towards Cadence over on the east side in Old Henderson. So there's just an idea of some of where some of the young families are moving here in Las Vegas. So it is a very family-friendly city. So the next frequently asked question that we get kind of goes along with the last one of is Las Vegas family-friendly? And that question is, where are the best schools? Well, as a real estate professional, I'm not allowed to steer. And so my suggestion is use the resources like niche.com and greatschools.org. Those are great resources to do your own research and do your due diligence about the schools. But as we mentioned before, it really is about the area of town based on your lifestyle. So there's great schools all over the city. So don't get too caught up into the number system. And, once you determine the part of town that you're going to want to be in, do your due diligence and take a look at those individual rankings. And just because one school has a 7 and another school has a 9, that doesn't mean that school with the 7 ranking isn't perfect for you and your children. So do your own due diligence. But what I am going to do is I'm going to jump in the map again. I'm going to show you, based on my experience with my children and where they went to school and where a lot of people are choosing to live because of some of the schools, and just give you that perspective of what I experienced. And again, I can't steer, so do a little bit of research, do your due diligence. But let's jump in the map and let's look at some of the parts of town where a lot of people are choosing. So we'll get into the map again. Where are the best schools? As I've mentioned before, I can't steer. So do your own research, do your due diligence, check out niche.com, check out greatschools.org. But what I did want to do is just show you, kind of based on my experience of where my kids went and where a lot of my clients gravitate to. So I just want to show you a few parts of town where the schools in those areas have a lot of people kind of gravitating there because of the high schools and the schools that feed into those high schools. So we're going to start off and go over into Summerlin. Summerlin, again, is one of the most popular master plan communities in the country, and by far the most popular master plan community in Las Vegas. So one of the draws here is Coronado High School, which sits right in here. Well, actually, it sits right in here. And then right beside it is Rogich Junior High. And all of the elementary schools in this area feed into that junior high and that high school. So I wanted to show you where my kids went to school. My kids went to Linda Gibbons Elementary right here. Linda Gibbons is in the Vistas in Summerlin, the village of the Vistas. Beautiful Vistas Park here. The Vistas is a beautiful part of town. So, I had a wonderful experience with my kids in elementary school here when we did live over in Summerlin. I later ended up moving into Henderson, so my kids ended up going to school to a different junior high and high school, which I'll show you a little bit later. But I did want to point out this area of town over in Summerlin. Then let's move over to Henderson. Another big draw over into Henderson is Coronado High School. So Coronado sits, gotta move over just a little bit. So Coronado High sits right over here. And then you've got Miller Middle School there and Del Webb Middle School here. Both of those feed into Coronado. Then you've got some really great elementary schools like Vandenberg and Twitchell that are here, and Taylor that is right over here. And then you've got several other elementaries that feed into Coronado. So a lot of people want to be in that district. And then I also wanted to point out that my kids actually ended up going to to junior high or middle school and high school out in Boulder City. And we could not have been happier with the education that they got. Boulder High is actually only about 800 students, where Coronado High is like 3,000 students. So a very small town feel, very, the parents were very involved. The teachers and the coaches were just great. So as a reference from my perspective, just a few areas of town that have really great schools. So take that as it may. Do your own research. Niche.com, greatschools.org. So another question that we get all the time is, what is there to do in Las Vegas other than the Strip? I mean, so many people, that's all they know about Las Vegas is the Strip and the casinos. And so they want to know what are the fun activities to do there in Las Vegas. And I'm here to tell you that it is absolutely amazing. There's so many fun things to do here. So let's just take a look at them. Let's start with outdoor activities. It's one of the greatest places for outdoor activities. You know, we've got great hikings, we've got beautiful parks, biking trails, we've got great golf courses, many amazing golf courses. We've got camping, you've got the lake life out at Lake Mead. You've got Mount Charleston, where you've got great camping and hiking and snow skiing and snowboarding in the wintertime. You've got Red Rock Canyon with hiking and rock climbing and just so many fun things to do here. We've now become a professional sports city. We've got the Raiders. We've got the Vegas Golden Knights hockey team. We've just acquired the Major League Baseball. The A's are moving here from Oakland. Just learned that we are getting an expansion team from the NBA. So we truly are going to be a professional sports city. Beyond that, we've got some of the best concerts. We've got incredible shows, amazing events. We've got the Super Bowl is coming. We've got Formula One Grand Prix later this year. We've got the Sphere opening up with U2 opening up concerts here later this month. If you're a foodie, this is an absolute foodie paradise. Some of the best restaurants in the world on the Strip. But out in the suburbs, we have incredible restaurants, and we've got beyond the Strip, we've got locals casinos like Red Rock Casino and Green Valley Ranch Casino, and soon to be the Durango Casino with great restaurants and fun activities at all of them. If you love shopping, we have some of the best shopping in the world on the Strip, but also out in the suburbs. We've got the District at Green Valley Ranch. We've got downtown Summerlin with all of its shopping. Lots of other shopping throughout the city. Great farmers markets around town. Incredible cultural events. We just had this San Gennaro feast this last week. We're just starting First Friday, which is the first Friday in the fall in the art district. We've got so many things here that are incredible things to do, and I've probably missed 100 more that I didn't talk about. We could probably do a whole video on just the fun things to do here in Las Vegas. But if you were thinking that there wasn't anything to do here in Las Vegas except for the Strip, you're sorely mistaken. So come check it out. Okay, guys, before I get to the final frequently asked question, real quick, I just wanted to remind you, if you want to be the first to learn about everything there is to know about living, working, and playing here in beautiful Sin City, then subscribe below. Hit that bell icon for notifications so you will find out when we put a brand new video out, which we do every week. Our team here at Finding Home Las Vegas, we truly do love helping people make the move here to Las Vegas, but the only way we can help you is you got to reach out. So give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email so we can help you make a smooth move here to Las Vegas. And hey, do us a favor. We're always wanting to come up with new videos and new information that you're looking for to learn about living here in Las Vegas. So if you want a particular video, something that you're curious about, drop it in the comments below and we'll be sure and make a video about that for you. All right, well, here we're going to get to the last question that we get most often is, what is the weather really like here in Las Vegas? And the question that always comes up is it really that hot? And we've gone over this in other videos, but it really is that hot. It does get hot here in Las Vegas, and we could talk about that a lot, and we do. And for a good 3 months. Although this year was only about 2.5 months where it was really, really hot. And what we consider really hot, I actually just had a comment on a video the other day. A guy was like, you know, you once it gets below 100, you don't consider it hot anymore. Well, you know, I guess that's probably true. Once you're used to 110, 112, 115 for those hot months in the summer, when it starts dropping under 100, it really does feel nice to us here. But what I really wanted to focus on here is what the weather is like the majority of the year. We have over 300 days of sunshine here in Las Vegas, and the weather is truly amazing. Even, you know, on those hot days in the summer, it's not humid. I grew up in the South with the humidity, and there's a big difference. You know, they say, but it's a dry heat. It truly is the truth. It makes a big difference. If you live somewhere in the country with humidity and you come here, it is so much more bearable, at least in my opinion. So, you know, in the wintertime, December and January, it gets pretty chilly too. I mean, we get some snow. You know, doesn't like it. It's not like inches, or, you know, it will snow occasionally and stays for a few hours or maybe less than a day. But again, if you're moving from somewhere in the Midwest or in the North where it snows all the time, you'll love that. So the weather here, for the most part, is absolutely beautiful. So yeah, it gets hot in the summer, but for the most part, it is absolutely gorgeous. So come to Vegas. Let us help you find your forever home here. Second home, investment property. We're here to help. So until the next video, we'll see you around town. Bye-bye.